All right, so today's class is about matrix. It's called Matrix Analytics. We have another class that is about stats. So this is not the stats class, so I'm going to go over that on our main page, which is pro.mlslistings.com. I'm going to go to the pro support page to begin with, which I believe you are getting familiar with now. This is a new platform we have, which is a self-service search tool, and it was designed by the customer support team, so we're really proud of it. It's working perfectly. It's kind of like Google. When you type something in, like for example auto emails right here, that you want to learn how to create them, just type it in and it'll give you all the possibilities right here, including how to set up an email and video and all that, right? So I want to step back because what I really wanted to show you, I'm not going to go over each one of the buttons right here because we only have 45 minutes for the class. I'm going to jump directly to the training tab right here, or button in the middle of the page. So we have our training calendar. Let's ignore that for a couple of seconds. We have classes that we suggest for the new subscribers. Getting started is one of them, Matrix 101. And then we have 201, 301 under search tools. Then we have tax records, etc. So these are all tabs, right? Search tools, listing managements, tax records, as well as combined electives, mobile apps, third-party vendors, etc. So the reason why I brought you here is because I really don't have a presentation for this. So I'm gonna go over this on their search tools right now. This tab, we have matrix related classes, Matrix 101, Matrix 201, Matrix 301, and Matrix Analytics. So let's click on that and I'll tell you what exactly this is all about, right? So analyze and present matrix data, that's the name of the class. And I actually have a little PowerPoint, but just with the introduction. This is again Carlos Rodriguez, corporate trainer at MLS Listings. And my information, my cell phone and my email address, crodriguez at MLSlistings.com, 408-709-9456. And as usual, I introduce my colleagues right here. Mark on the left with the red tie and the glasses. He takes care of Santa Cruz and Monterey right now. David takes care of the north of the areas that we cover. And I take care of Santa Clara and San Benito County. So I really don't have a specific PowerPoint for this. But so let's go over the course modules that we have. So we need to talk about matrix dashboard management. So we'll be talking a lot about the dashboard in case you're not familiar with it. I'll show you how it works. It's not very complicated at all. I'm recording the session, yes, if you are asking. I don't know when I'll be able to post it because I need to convert it to MP4 and all that. But yes, it's being recorded. I think we're going to add this class to the matrix classes. If you go back, let me step back for a second. Actually, let me close this. If you go back to this page, right, we have the on-demand training. We have the matrix classes. So it's going to be somewhere right here or on our YouTube channel as well, right? So just to let you know, so let me go back to where I was at. Which is stepping back to this and going back to my training tab again. I wanted to go back to search tools right here and matrix analytics, right? So I'm going to have to keep this page open because we are going to have to come back, jump back and forth to review what we're covering. So what I'm going to do actually, I would like to start with a quick CMA, right? So again, this is not the stats class. Whenever we go to matrix and we run searches right here and we go to the top of the page, you will see the stats button right here. The stats class is all about that, and we show you other areas where you can go and pull stats, and this is where you build them. So they're already up for grabs on some of the web pages that we have. So you just go there and pull them. You can go to AccuList as well, pull the monthly reports in your areas, right? We have the weekly reports right here, and I'm talking again about stats. And we used to have daily reports since we started the pandemic, but then it became so complicated that they just decided to do it weekly. So we have the monthly, the weekly, and these are specific reports for your areas. We also have the third choice right here, the market minutes created by Mark and Michelle. Michelle Ronco is the product manager of Oculist. Oculist is a wholly owned subsidiary of MLSListings, and it was created, of course, internally to satisfy the broker's needs. And eventually, they decided to share reports with our members, our subscribers. So Mark and Michelle record videos every month considering the 5 counties that we cover: Santa Cruz, Monterey, San Benito County, Santa Clara, and San Mateo. So if I click here right now, it's going to show me the video for each one of the counties for the month of September, right? So that is stats. Today's class is not exactly, again, about stats. It's about something a little bit different. So I want to show you how to create a quick CMA for some reason, right? So the way you create a quick CMA, it may be that you want to learn about the market. What's the market looking like in a specific area? And you want to know about the median price. What is the average list price in an area? And so forth. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to start with the matrix. And I'm going to say active single family homes. And I'm going to say show me either county, city, area, or zip code. I like 95123. I'm very familiar with that zip code in South San Jose. I came up with 21 active properties, right? So I'm going to show you, before I do the actual quick CMA, I'm going to do the mini CMA or stats tabular if you want to learn about a specific area. So this is Blossom Valley for active homes. Notice that I didn't enter the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, or price at all. I just said, give me active single family homes in this zip code. So with those 21, what I do, I jump directly to results, and I don't even need to select anything from anywhere. I don't need to do this at all. Simply, I will go down to this area that says stats. I want to click that, and I'm not going to click this one because this is going to bring me back to that button that I told you about before, which is how to build the stats, and we're not into that right now. I want to click the other button, so stats tabular. So what this button does, it gives me an immediate view or what things look like in the area. So it is the basic view, and I can see that out of the 21 properties in the area, the average list price as we speak is $1,075,000, 123, right? So it's taking about 33 days to sell those properties, where on days in the market, we have 1 as being the low and 355 days on the market being the highest. Of course, you can step back and remove this one, and you may get. So if you really want to be more specific, and out of the 21, you identify that one with 355 days on the market, and you say, sorry, you're messing up my equation. All you do is go to refine right here and discard. Now I came up with 20 instead of 21, and now I'm ready to do the same. I need to jump back to actions, and I go to stats. Remember, nothing is, well, these buttons actually right here are grayed out until I select at least one, right? But I don't need them this time. What I need is this button where I'm going to go and say stats tabular, and I land on the basics again, and I view the active properties where the average list price, see, it's lower. It's not 1,070 something thousand, is 1,023, because I removed that other one with so many days on the market. And I only have 16 days on the market actually across the board in Blossom Valley for those 20 active properties instead of 30 something. So that other property with 300 and something days on the market was messing up my equation with price and days on the market, right? So the average property in the area is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house built in 1975 with about 1550 or 1600 square feet of construction and 6,000 feet on the lot size. Price per square foot is about 670 in the area, right? Okay, now there is another thing you can do right here. If you want to go and break them down into status and price, those 20 have been broken down now. There is one property currently listed between 400 to 500, which is kind of weird. But because usually there are no properties under that price unless it's probably a short sale or an REO, right? They really want to get rid of it right now. The bank probably wants to do that. So majority of the properties are listed between 900 to a million. I see 9 of them right here. And over a million, there is one. Over 1.1 to 1.2, there are 5. So right here and right here. So the bracket is actually this one. So if you have a listing in the area, it should be pretty much around this. And then you can tell the list price, average list price for those properties. Those 9 that we got is about 975. It's taking about 26 days to sell and so forth, right? So you can do it with actives only. You can do it with sold if you prefer. So I'm going to jump back to my criteria. How do I do that? Let me shrink this so that I see the extra buttons right here. I'm on the results page. I have the map where I can view those 20, but I'm going to go back to my criteria. So what I want to do, I want to do active, contingent, pending, and sold, right? I want to analyze everything in the area as far as those 4 statuses. And another thing I want to do is, since I said sold, so every time you click sold, you have to go next to it to close of escrow and say how far back you want to go. So today is the 22nd of October, and I can go 1 month back or 1 year back right here. I want to go 1 month back to the 22nd of September, say okay, on solds. I have 52 properties that sold in the area. If I go ahead and go back to my results and keep doing the same thing like I did before, I go back to stats, don't select anything on the left-hand side. Tabular, these are all my sold properties, 52. And this is really good because I can tell right away from here what was the average list price, right, before they sold. It took actually 13 days average to sell those 52, right? Low, the high, the median, and then the close price is right here, 1,126,000. Notice there is a big difference between this and that, right? There's like a $40,000 difference between this and that. So this is the close price, sell price, which is good. And now this changed. The average type of property that sold was a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, built in or around 1974 with 1,700 square feet. But now notice 1,700 square feet, right? Opposite to 1,500 that we mentioned before. So there is a reason for that, and I'll explain that to you in a second. And the lot size might be about 6,500, price per square foot this, and so forth, right? I'm going to step back, and I'm going to go back to my criteria one more time right here. And I'm going to do active, contingent, pending, and sold. And since I touched this, I have to go right here, and you could either use the little candle like I did or go this way, right? 0-30, which means day is the 0. That means today. Dash means so many days back. So going back 30 days or going back 60 days or going back 90 days and so forth, right? Only on solds. So I'm going to go back to 30 because that's what I want. And I'm analyzing the area, Blossom Valley, 95123. I'm going by zip code, but remember I could go by area. This area is a little bit tricky because it's very subjective. These areas were created by brokers and realtors a couple of decades ago, and they may include more than just 95123. Maybe there is a 9512 something else attached to this one, right? I'm just going by the zip lines. And 127, I'm going to go to my results, and then I could view those on my map, right? If I click map, I'm going to see my 127 properties I found, right, in Blossom Valley. How do I know it's Blossom Valley? I can click here and view the zip code, right? I'm just analyzing my 95123, which is the entire area right there. So let me go ahead and remove that. And if I go back to my results, I'm going to do exactly the same thing that I did before. I don't need to select anything on the left-hand side. I'm going to select Stats, Tabular, and it's going to give me the basic market stats for my active properties, which are 18, my uh, average list price for active, 17 days on the market, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and so forth. My contingent properties, I have 13, and this is my average list price. And it keeps being about the same. Oh, this one is different to this one, right? 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and so forth. My pending properties, what's the average? I actually am a little bit more interested in the sold properties across uh, the zip code. So the average price across the zip code is 1,082,000, right? It's taking about 13 days to sell. We already saw this actually when I just did the sold properties, 52 without considering the active. And so, yeah, this is basically what I'm going to need. Now, here is another problem I see. Remember when I took you to the map? So you are analyzing the entire zip code, but the problem is that prices over here by Cottle Road, which is near Santa Teresa, Santa Teresa is right here, they start going higher and higher, and lot size and the size of the construction is bigger. So my client wants to analyze just a specific area around here. So let's go into that. Let me close that. So they want to analyze just between Blossom and this entire area right here. Let me make it a little bit smaller, right? This area around here. So I want to grab my polygon and start drawing. Drop little anchor right there and go. Actually, I want to go all the way up to Snail, go to Santa Teresa Boulevard, go around. Of course, you can work with any area you want to. I'm familiar with this. That's why I chose it. There are 26 properties among active, pending, and sold, right? So that's the nomenclature right there. And always you can do the same thing. So remember, I have the entire zip code and I went to stats and tabular. Now I'm going to analyze just for that little area. My sold properties are going to be different, right? See, my actually not really. So I think prices are going up. So my price is about the same, 1,064,000 on the sold properties for houses with 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms built in around 1969, 1,700 square feet of construction. That's the average, just considering those 12, right? See, if I look at my pending properties, I have my average price a little bit lower. So in this case, I might want to consider this, right? Which is a little bit more logical because I'm grouping them all. My active, contingent, pending. Look at my contingent. Actually, there's just 6 active, but the price is a little bit lower. So for this situation, I'm gonna, instead of using Zold, I'm gonna use this one. So the average list price for those 26 properties total might be 1,017,000, and my close price, look at that, it's about $80,000 difference, right? Right here, or something like that, or 95,000. And it took about 10 days to sell those sold properties and so forth, right? So that's kind of like the way you do a quick assessment of the area. Whenever you want to learn about, hey, I wonder what the price per square foot is in the area, right? So this might be it. And actually, let me show you real quick how they come up with the price per square foot. So if you want to ever come up with the price per square foot, on your criteria page, you actually do 90 days here, right? You don't consider any category right here. Just say sold. You're gonna go for sold. The last 90 days. Don't select anything on the property type, and select the area, right? I went for 95123. Let me actually clear my map so we don't have any area right now. And I'm gonna go back to my results and my stats tabular, and this is my price per square foot, right? This is the actual price per square foot across the zip code 95123. So that's exactly the same way that they do right here when you go to our consumers site, which is MLSListings.com. we go to 95123. Let me see if there's a coincidence with this. 95123, and then I go to the zip code. It's supposed to give me a little, when you're on list view, am I analyzing something different? Oh, yeah, 603. It's giving me something a little bit lower, right? I came up with, what was that? 640. But we're getting the actual data, right? So I don't know when they stopped counting here. So they came up with the price of 603. I came up with 640, but we're around that number. So price, median sale price in the area, according to them, considering the sold properties, because that's what they do, statistics based on 201 sales on residential properties over the last 90 days, right? On all residential properties. So that's why I told you that whenever you do this, right, you have to leave that open. This criteria, when you go back to criteria, leave that open. Don't select single family homes only. You leave everything open because that's what they consider. All right, going back to this. If you are creating a quick analysis on, okay, I want to learn about the active properties, single family homes with at least 3 to 4 bedrooms or 3 plus, and at least, you're being more specific this time, right? At least 2 bathrooms in 95123. So I still had something selected here. Maybe that's what gave me that difference before, so I forgot to remove it. But so going back to this, I have 17 active properties. Always go back to results, always go back to stats and tabular, and now I have my average list price at this days to sell. So far it's 17 days average, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and so forth, right? So if you want to be more specific again, just go to your map and say, yeah, I'm analyzing Blossom Valley, but I just want to really analyze this entire area. Forget about up here, right? So there's a freeway. I don't want to do anything above the freeway. So you go right here, select from here to here, going down, going all the way up to Cuddle. I want to go back here, and this still Blossom Valley, right? Even if it's the Santa Teresa right here. Close it. Now I have only 10. I go to stats, tabular, and this is going to give me the average list price throughout Blossom Valley with active properties with 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So it's about 1,067,000. So we are right. 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom is the average property with 1,650 square feet and so forth, right? So that's how you create the mini stats tabular, right? By going back and forth, always right here. Now let's create a quick CMA. A quick CMA is the one you use when somebody comes up to you and says, hey, what is the price of my property? So I know that the biggest mistake is that agents grab their phone and they jump directly to Zillow, type in the address, and then they come back to their client and they say, hey, Zillow says the price of your property is $850, and the customer wants to punch you right there, and they go, no, that's not true, right? My neighbor just sold their property for over $1 million. How come are you telling me that it's just $850? So the truth is that you need to do your homework, right? When somebody asks you a question, always come right here and analyze it with current data. Zillow has perhaps different type of data coming from other sources, and they use an AVM for their valuation, automated valuation model, which is an algorithm and a specific equation, right? So the best thing to do is when somebody says, what's the price of my house? Either a seller wants to learn about that price, or the buyer says, hey, I'm about to buy this property. Am I paying the right price, or is it kind of overpriced? So you go, okay, let me give me 30 minutes to 1 hour and I'll get back to you, right? Active, contingent, pending, sold. That's what I have. I need my comps on those 4 statuses. Then you need to analyze the type of property, right? So if you have the address, you're going to need it for that property. So I always suggest people, okay, give me the information. If you ask the client, they don't know. That's why it's better for you to go to Realist, which is tax records from our main page. And once you land right there, I want to say 5846 Chesbro Avenue, San Jose, California. Search is going to give me the report, and I'm going to need this data in front of me all the time, right? Just this upper part. It's 4-bedroom house with 2 bathrooms, 1,500 square feet. I'm going to round it up and 6,000. 1,500, 6,000, right? And it was built in 1962. So I'm going to jump back to where I'm at. I'm setting it up. I need properties with at least 3 bedrooms, right? Or I could say 3 to 4, because the house has 4 bedrooms, and I want anything within that range, right? Um, I need to compare apples to apples, and the house has 2 bathrooms, so I'm going to say 2 plus. So for your quick CMA, don't enter anything under list price. Just leave it blank because that's what you're trying to get. And also, you're not going to go by zip code. You have to go underneath where it says map, right? So I'm going to clear my map. I'm going to say within 1 mile of this address, 5846 Chesbro Avenue, San Jose, California, not St. Joe, San Jose, and select it. Now, when it goes red, that means the system already found it. If I click go to the map, oh, here is the biggest problem I have, right? I forgot to do something. That's why I'm getting 4,758 properties within 1 mile. Is that correct? Not really, right? What did I forget? I need to go back to my criteria and remember what I said about sold. You always have to go next to it to close of escrow and say, just show me the last 30 days on sold for properties within that, right? So I came up with 47. That's too many. Why? I forgot another thing. I need to narrow it down by the square footage and lot size. Remember I said I want to compare apples to apples? I was not before because I left this open. I was just getting any types of properties with whatever square footage and lot size. So this property has 1,500 square feet. I'm going to go 200 up, 200 down. And same thing with the lot size. The property has 6,000 square feet for the lot size. I'm going to go 500 down and 500 up right there. Now, considering this number, I can view my number of matches. I have 12. I can get a few more, maybe go 60 days instead of 30 days, and I came up with 16, which is a good number. I'm going to go to results right away and look for any outliers, right? Without outliers, I'm sorry. What I mean by that is that if you all of a sudden see this one, for example, it says 1,800,000 and something. Oops, you go like, it's completely out of range. I don't want that. So you go back there, go to refine and remove it, right? So right now, that's not the case. We go from 850 to 1.2 something. Remember, you can sort it out from low to high, high to low, and all that. And everything is fine. That's on the outliers. And also, I might do my days on the market, low to high, high to low. The highest is 23 days. So that's perfect. But sometimes you see 450 days on the market. So you don't want that property, right? You have to discard it, right? Discard it before you continue with this because that's going to mess up your equation. So once you came up with a good number like 15, 16, 20, which is good, select all of them. In this case, you do have to select what you want, right? And I do want all of them for I want to go back to actions. For my quick CMA, we're talking about quick CMAs, not full CMA. Full CMA is another class. It's another animal. It's a monster because you come up with like 80 pages for your client. So quickly, I'm going to analyze what I've got within 1 mile of this property. And on actives, I came up with 2 where the average list price for those 2 is $991. The contingent, there is just 1, right? That's the price. And contingent, there are 2. That's the average price. And pending, there are 6. So we got the average price right there. But I'm really actually focusing my attention right here. Now, notice that sold properties, I've got 7, right? So this is telling me that they wanted this much for this property. They listed it 1,185,000, and they got over. It's about $100,000 more on this one. Can you believe that? is really, they got $100,000 more here. It's amazing. And then $20,000 more on this one. They got about $95,000 more right here. See how the prices are jumping from here to here? That means that the area is going up. And if you want to be more specific, and this is actually what I do for my quick CMAs, I usually go, this is my summary right at the bottom of the page, and I go, okay, if you are explaining this to your client, you say this is the properties that are listed near your house within 1 mile. This is the one that is the lowest, this is the highest, and this is the median, whether they are active, pending, or contract, right? Contingent or pending, I mean. And then the ones that sold during the last 60 days, this is the low, this is the high, this is the median. So price for your property is pretty much in between those two. I would dare to say it's right in the middle of that. It's about $1,005,000 for this property right now. I could always go back and double check, right? I mean, I can check right here under they suggest the price from the county. It says $996, right? So it's kind of close, so we're not at loss, but they have a confidence score of 70%. That means they're only 70% sure that this should really be the price, the low, the high, the medium, but we're kind of close, so we're not lost. If you list it at $1,005,000, you're perfect, right? So that's how you create a quick CMA. All right, now we're gonna talk about other things, right? We're going to talk about our matrix dashboard. The matrix dashboard is really this one, and maybe you've been there before. It's kind of like when you're driving your car and you want to keep an eye on the gas, the temperature of the car, your tires, and all that. Just at a glance, you can tell what's going on. So we have, once you land on this page, we have what we call widgets, right? And they are movable or customizable. So if I click here, it goes away. It doesn't disappear. It goes into this one called additional, right? So what I'm gonna do is actually, I wanna close each one of them or drag and drop. So they just went into this. So let's do something. The very first time you are on the main page and click matrix dashboard, you land right here. Look for this one, additional. It might be hiding underneath somewhere right there. So bring it to the top, and there are usually 3 different areas right there, okay? So place it right here, 3rd place, 1, 2, 3, and take out the widgets that you're gonna use. So I always recommend agents and brokers bring out matrix dashboard, market watch. And the reason for that is that people come after you on a regular basis and they go, hey, what's the market like in Santa Clara County? Do you know? And if you go like, I don't know, then you're gonna look bad, right? You always have to check this in the morning so that you have an idea of how many new listings are there in Santa Clara if you want to go at the county level or in your city or your little area. So there is just one box like this with color bars. So I try to use it or utilize it wisely at the county level. Let me show you why. So first of all, we have residential, rental, lot on land. I'm gonna go on the residential because that's what I do and most of us do. And I'm gonna say the last 24 hours. So this means activity, right? It doesn't tell me what activity this is showing. Is this the city level, county level? I don't know. So you need to jump to customize right here. And I would recommend you to do it like this. If you're in Santa Clara County, start typing Santa Clara and click on it, select the code, select single family home. And I always say single family home, but this is just me. It's a recommendation because single family homes are the ones driving the real estate industry, not condos, not townhouses, not manufactured homes or mobile homes, right? This. So simple. Santa Clara County single family home, save. Now I know I'm in Santa Clara County and the last 24 hours of activity are showing me this. There are 64 new properties. I've got the list right here, right? If I want to go back to my dashboard, go up here and then this one. Now, there were 0 list price increases. 16 people across the county decided to decrease the price. All right. So this person decided to go down by 3%, by 4%, 5 something%. So you can tell on Ramona Street, for example, if I open up a report, I can view it right here. They went from 498 to 450, right? And they decreased the price on the 21st, which is actually it was yesterday, right? So how do I go back? I can go back right here to my list. If I want to go back to where I was at originally, my metrics, my dashboard, right here, and all right, this is just the last 24 hours. That may not be enough. So let's check the last 3 days. 5 people decided to increase. How many people decided to increase? I always like this data a lot because this tells me a whole story about the market, right? So when a lot of people are decreasing prices, that means that, yeah, they thought their property was like way more expensive than they thought. They listed for whatever price. Then after a couple of weeks, they realized, oops, we're not selling. We're accruing so many days on the market. Let's decrease the price, right? And this has been probably going on for the last 2 to 3 years, that people overprice and then they need to decrease. There was a point in time when it was the opposite. More people were increasing prices versus decreasing, right? So same thing. Out of the 38, which one is the highest? There is one with 8%. Sometimes you might be surprised. A couple of years ago, I saw price decreases with 20, 30, 40, 50% on the price when they started going crazy, right? So let's go back to my dashboard right here. And those are the last 3 days, the last 7 days of activity. Notice this ratio right here. We only have 9 price increases versus 64 across the board in Santa Clara County. Now, what about the other counties, right? So notice that we had just during the last 7 days, 278 new listings, 87 contingent, pending, sold, 143, and so forth. I'm going to go back to customize. If I want to analyze another county like Santa Cruz, for example, change it right there and save it. And now this is Santa Cruz, kind of like the same ratio for the last 7 days. All right, it's a smaller county. And now let's go to San Mateo, the north. San Mateo. I'm going to say San Mateo, same thing, single family homes. Click the save button. Now I have the same ratio right there. So again, that means that more and more people are still decreasing their prices. Yes, the economy is good, strong. Real estate business is awesome. Prices are still going higher and higher, going through the roof, just like in 2018. Actually, 2018 was a fantastic year. Prices went completely through the roof, right? And until we started 2019, it went the opposite. And then we started having a good year this year. Then we had the pandemic. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it right there. Actually, I'm going to jump back. Remember, if you don't want your county, you can say, just show me my city. And that's what I care about. San Jose, not Sin City. San Jose. And select the code. Now, this is showing me just San Jose, but I would not use my city level or my zip code level or anything like that because I'm going to be wasting this. So I'm going to show you how to create something similar. So I'm going to go back to my county. I'm going to say Santa Clara right here. It's not giving it to me. SCC, right? Santa Clara. And save it. Now, it's reflecting my Santa Clara County for the last 7 days. There is something I can create that is very, very similar to this, that includes new listings, list price increase, decreased, etc. And that is called a hot sheet. So I'm going to bring my hot sheets here. You can always have up to 10 hot sheets right there. Let me show you, right? So you're going to start with 0. So I have my county level. Now I need my city level. Let's say I'm in Milpitas. I want to build one. So don't click cross property up here. It's going to mess up everything. Click customize to begin with, right? And then you say add. You are going to say under name, you're going to say the name of the city, Milpitas, and save. Now you're going to say, you haven't done anything yet. You just added the name. You have to go back to edit the criteria, add whatever criteria you want. If you only want to learn about list prices increases and decreases in Milpitas, that's okay. But I strongly suggest to do any change, right? To obtain the new listings, price increase, price decrease, transactions fell through, back on the market, change to pending, change to sold, and so forth. Pretty much what we saw with the color bars, right? This is a hot sheet, which is very, very similar to the market watch, all right? And I want to say residential, single family homes, unless you want to do condos and townhouses, but I'm going to stay there. And I want to go to my city field right there and say what? Milpitas, right? Make sure you select the code and you're done. Save. Now, you go back, it says, okay, you're done. You customized it. Now you go back to your sheet. You have Milpitas right here, my county level, my city level. I want to view the last 3 days of activity in Milpitas. So I click 3 days, Milpitas. It shows me there were 11 transactions among active, active contingent, pending sold, and one canceled. That's just the last 3 days, right? If I want to view more, I can always switch to, well, 24 hours, today, 3 days, 7 days. So what happened during the last 7 days in Milpitas? Set the window, click Milpitas, and there were 19 transactions. I could even see the transactions right here on this page, right? And on my results, there were 2 list price decreases and so forth, correct? So there are different ways of looking at this data. So I'm going to go back to my matrix dashboard, and I already have my county level, my city level. I'm going to do my zip code level now, right? I need to create one more. I click customize to begin with. That's always step 1. Add is step 2. I'm going to do my zip code 95123, and I'm going to say single family residential because I want to do that. Save. And now I'm not done, right? I just added the name. I always need to go back, step 3, to edit criteria. Any change, residential, always go around like that. Single family home, and then type the zip code and save. Now, you say done. Now you're going to have Milpitas and your zip code for single family homes. And if you want to create, and you can always again view the last 24 hours, today, 3 days back, 7 days. Or if you want to go like 30 days back on history, right? Not 7 days, because 7 days seems to be the maximum, but it's not, right? So you go right here and you can go 1 month back. So I click then on whichever cross property type I want to view. Click on the little calendar. Today is the 22nd. It's going to pop up. I want to go to the 22nd of the last month and run this report. So it's going to show me what happened in the zip code during the last 30 days, including active, active contingent. I'm going to show you everything, the 128 active, active contingent, pending, and I have sold, and at the very bottom, expired and canceled, right? So this is my Blossom Valley for the last 30 days when I went here, all right? So you can customize it up to 30 days back. And I'm going to create one more real quick for same thing. Add 95123, but this time when I click save and then edit criteria, I want to do the same. Any change residential for condos and townhouses this time, right? 95123, and then I'm going to hit save. And now I have one for single family homes, one for, oh, I forgot to say townhouses and condos. So I can rename it and I can say townhouses and condos, right? And save it. So this is same zip code, but different types of properties. All right, one more thing. I have my farm in another area that I like a lot, which is Willow Glen. How do I do that? So I need to start always right here on customize. I'm going to go to add. I'm going to go to my farm, my Willow Glen farm. I'm going to call that my Willow Glen farm, right? Save. It's not doing anything yet. Remember, edit criteria, any change, residential, single family home. And now this time, I'm not going to go by city, by zip code, county, or area. I'm going to jump directly to the map right here. On the map, I'm going to type in 95125, which is that area, and locate. And where did I go? went to my Willow Glen area, right? So let's say this is my area of expertise from Cherry to Kerner, Foxworthy, and all that. I can certainly go to my polygon right here, right? Polygon, and start drawing a shape right around this area here, here, going down, going right here, and it goes right there and goes right up right there. And this one, I can pull it a little bit, kind of like right there, right, with that twist. And then I'm all good. I want to click OK. It's going to say you selected something on the map, which is good. And I'm going to hit save. Now I selected my farm in that area, and I'm going to click done, right? So if I want to check the last 7 days of activity in my farm, there you go. This is what happened, 15 different transactions, and I can go to the map and view them right there. So those are the transactions that occurred, right? I can go and maybe do the last 30 days. How do I do that again? I need to come up here. I need to switch to custom, click then my Willow Glen farm, click on the calendar from the 22nd to the 22nd and run the report. How many transactions did I have? 28 in the month. A couple of prices dropped right there, no increases, and I can view those on the map right there, right? See, this is what happened during the last 30 days in this little area. 28 different transactions. All right, I want to do one last thing and we're going to be done if you bear with me. Okay, so I'm going to unmute you once I finish this. Give me just 1 minute to finish this so that you can ask, okay? So here is the thing. I'm going to do one more. Customize. I'm going to do add. I'm going to call this one 1 mile radius of my office, right? Of my office. Save. I'm going to save it. And 1 second, Henry. I'll be right there. So 1 mile radius of my office. I'm going to go to edit criteria and always do the same. Any change, residential, single family home. This time, I'm not going to go to the map right here. I'm going to go underneath where it says within 1 mile of this. 795 Calero Avenue, San Jose, California, right? Let's say that's my office. It says, do you mean this? Yes. It selected the map. I'm going to hit save. So if I say done and I go show me the last 7 days of activity within 1 mile radius of my address, there were 18 transactions around my office, which is the red dot, right? Now, if you want to modify it because you go, I should have done 2 miles, what you can do is go back to your dashboard and you need to modify this, right? Back to customize, select it, change the name. First of all, you're going to call it mile radius instead of 1 and save it, and then change the criteria. Edit criteria, scroll, go to where it says 1 mile, move it to 2 and save it. Now, whenever I run it again for the 7 days, it's going to be a 2 mile radius instead of 1. All right, so have an excellent day. Take care.
Yeah.
All right,
bye. Bye-bye.